I got to get your breakdown on that. Give us your analysis on Canelo versus Bivol.
Canelo, you tell him Canelo versus Bivol?
Yeah.
Look, Bivol can make things interesting. Strong jab, strong foundation, great footwork, fights well off the back foot. We know that the jab can disrupt the timing of a counterpuncher. Canelo likes to use the high guard, walk guys down. You know, he's slow with it, you know, consistent, steady with his approach. He looks to wear guys out, you know, physically, one with his presence, another with just blocking a lot of their punches, letting them gas out a bit, letting them move, and then he looks for the kill shot later in the fight. I'm noticing a pattern with Canelo doing that. And then when he does counterpunch, it's vicious. So he takes a lot out of you that way as well. Defensively, allowing you to punch on him, you know, blocking shots, and then he's hitting you at the same time. So I think it's going to be a very critical fight. Look, this is the thing. Canelo can be, for me, I think he can be outboxed. I really do. I think there's still a weakness there.
Billy Joe's doing pretty good up until he ran into
that. But look. Billy Joe, Billy Joe wasn't doing nothing. Billy Joe wasn't doing nothing but just trying to find a way to hide. He wasn't doing nothing. He was gonna get stopped. I knew that was coming. This guy's a lot stronger. At 68 pounds or 175 pounds, he's a lot stronger than the Billy Joe Saunders. He punches harder than the Billy Joe Saunders. You know, he has a right hand, great boxer, great footwork. He can get in and out on Canelo, you know, and he can punch. The only problem is he got to stay off the ropes. That's the only problem. If I'm training this dude, I'm saying, dude, if you don't keep this fight in the center of the ring, you're going to lose the fight.
Well, I think, too, like, he moves in straight lines back also.
He does.
I've noticed that a lot with him.
But he does. He'll move in and out, but he's really good and calculated with distance. And every now and then he'll get clipped on the way out. I see that.
Yeah.
You get clipped by Canelo. Yeah, he's been hurt a few times. But I don't see Canelo stopping this guy. I really don't. And if he does stop him, bro, there's no denying Canelo his spot, bro. In legacy.
I know you've been blissed about Canelo, but what do you think about his upcoming fight against Bivol?
Oh man, that's gonna be a good one. You know, people don't expect that Bivol is pretty good. Like technically wise, he's good.
Canelo Bivol being announced. Bivol's very good, but is he just not special enough to beat a Canelo Alvarez?
He's gonna have to be special because Bivol's gonna have to get out of character in order to beat Canelo. That jab's gonna give him issues. The power and size gonna give Canelo issues. But it's not going to be enough to win. Caleb Plant gave Canelo some issues with the jab, some issues with the movement, but he didn't have the experience or the size or the power to do anything else, and ultimately got knocked out in the 11. Kovalev had the size, didn't have the commitment, got knocked out in the 11. I think Bivol might be on the same boat. He's going to have to show out, not just show up.
Canelo and Bivol, I know that you've been watching.
To be honest, I don't know much about Bivol. I've seen a little bit of his highlights. I don't think I ever watched a full fight. But Canelo's Canelo, you know, he's a hard man to beat. Right now, he's in his prime. He's getting better and better every fight. He's showing different things in each fight, so how could you bet against him?
What's your thoughts on Canelo and Bivol?
I still got Canelo.
Got Canelo?
I got Canelo.
Is it a pretty easy fight or a tough fight?
It depends. Styles make fights. Styles make fights, but I think Canelo is just he's strong. You know, he has experience, and I think that's gonna hold him over the top. I think by the 5th, 6th round, he's gonna start walking his ass down like Jason or Freddy Krueger. He's gonna be sending that motherfucking heat. You know, so I go with Canelo.
Canelo versus Bivol. I guarantee you I'm not gonna, you know, I feel Canelo's just gonna destroy him. Because Canelo just destroys everybody. I'm not taking anything away from Bivol. What way is that fight at 60 or 75?
75. And Kovalev won some rounds at 75. Bivol's younger, fresher than Kovalev. But no.
I just feel if Canelo took the fight, that means Canelo's gonna win. There was a lot of other options. So if Canelo took the fight, that means he found that must have been the easiest one.
There was a chicken armor.
Yeah.
Because there's some people who keep asking for the Benavidez fight.
I mean, If he fights, I mean, I'm taking Canelo. You can't take Canelo. I mean, you cannot take Canelo in every single one of these fights. Like, bro, like if you take Canelo, you're gonna. There's like a 95% chance you're gonna win. It doesn't matter who he fights. Man, Canelo could go fight fucking Tyson Fury and somehow he's gonna fucking win by decision. And I'm not gonna say he won the fight. But somehow there's a lot of money behind Canelo right now, right? Yeah. Maybe Tyson Fury is a bad example because there's a lot of, you know, he could go fight a cruiserweight right now and I guarantee you Canelo's gonna win. I guarantee you. Did Bullet leave my fucking keys? Where's my key? Where's my super suit, right? Yeah, Canelo could go fight pretty much anybody and he's gonna fucking win.
What would you say to Canelo if you meet him?
Honestly, like, I respect him as man. I respect him. I think he's a great fighter. Everybody talk about his body shots, man. I think his best fucking punches is his fucking left hook. That left hook is snappy, fast, like, bro, he just throws that shit. I think that's his best punch, man. I think Canelo is a tremendous fighter, man. I can't... Oh, there are my keys. I think Canelo is a tremendous fighter, man. I think that Floyd fight taught him a lot. And I think, like I said, I think he learned a lot, man. I think he's a tremendous fighter, man. I can't take nothing away from Canelo.
I like Canelo as a fighter, you know. He's tough. You know, he learned a lot from his loss from Floyd, I believe. It made him a better fighter. And, you know, I think he's definitely, you know, one of them the boxers that's, you know, pound for pound, he need to be number one. You know, he got the experience. You know, he's older. You know, I mean, he's showing the way for the young fighter that's fighting today.
Do you think he'll do well at 190?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he'll do great.
Ok, por último, te quería preguntar de Saúl Canelo Álvarez. De seguro el público mexicano quiere saber tu opinión sobre él y su pelea con Dmitry Bivol. Yo sé que te han preguntado, pero de estilos, ¿cómo se compara Bivol contra Canelo a las 175?
Mira, digo, Canelo sí ha demostrado, es un buen peleador y creo yo que va a ganar esta pelea nuevamente, creo que sí, pero yo lo único que yo digo que está invadiendo muchos pesos, pero bueno, lo está invadiendo porque sabe que puede con ese tipo de peleadores, porque no son peleadores de nivel que tiene Canelo ahorita. Sí, Canelo está en un gran nivel, es un buen peleador, yo no digo que no, pero realmente, no nomás yo lo digo, pero mucha gente dice que le pongan ya peleadores de nivel de Canelo y que deje de invadir muchos pesos, ¿no? Porque realmente yo te puedo decir, yo peleo también podría haber peleado con peleadores a 2-3 pesos más que yo, pero realmente si yo sabía que no eran buenos o que yo los podía ganar, pues iba a pelear con ellos, pero igual, y ahorita que lo comentas, quiero felicitarlos a él y a su equipo de trabajo por el premio que le han estado dando por peleador y por entrenador del año. Y realmente digo, solamente yo digo eso, que volteen a ver a los que están ahorita queriendo pelear contra Canelo. Digo, no a cualquiera, sino te menciono algo así rapidito, Benavides, que quiere, digo, Benavides es un buen peleador, creo que puede dar una gran pelea con Canelo y Canelo que no ande buscando pues, peleas de más peso, ¿no?
Canelo Bivol. Me siento que Canelo, le van a quitar el cuerpo de Bivol. Me siento que por el jab y todo, el gancho.
Oye, mira, Sacha, tú por mucho tiempo campeón.
Me siento que como en 7-8 rounds, Canelo van a ganar.
You're in here in the gym. I would imagine you've been around Bivol before. It's not your first time,
Yeah.
right? And, they just announced his big fight against Canelo. Of course, that's as big as it can get for a fighter. What do you think of the matchup, man?
I think it's a great fight for them. Great fight for boxing in general. I'm looking forward to watching it.
Yeah. Stylistically, do you favor either fighter? How do you envision?
I think it's gonna be one hell of a fight. I mean, I can't choose Canelo. I can't choose Bivol. So I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be at the full 175. Obviously, one would think that would favor Bivol. Would you agree with that, or where do you stand in terms of the weight? Canelo's shown that he does have power, but
you know, I don't really follow Canelo's weight classes. 'Cause I know he moves up and down frequently. But every time he fights, I watch him. But I think it's only one hell of a fight.
Canelo Bivol, how's that fight go, and is that a difficult fight?
What do you think, Nonito?
Well, Bivol can use the jab, and it'll be a little bit more difficult for Canelo. You know, I mean, Canelo's head movement is phenomenal. He's one of the best out there when it comes down to that. Now, getting inside, if Bivol can just jab and use his reach and use the stiff arm to get Canelo out, it's gonna be a hell of a night for Canelo. But if Canelo can get in there and use his power, it's gonna be an early night.
Do you think Canelo can take that jab away though with that counter?
That's exactly what we need to find out. You know, this is one thing that I you know, if Canelo can get in there, because Bivol is tall. Bivol can throw that jab from a far away distance, you know. So we saw how Canelo was having problem with
Kovalev. And Golovkin with the jab.
With the jab. Now with Bivol utilizing that jab, it's gonna be a hell of a night if Canelo can't get past that jab, because he'll set up the straight every time, the uppercuts all day.
And he's from that same part of the world as Kovalev and Golovkin, that same jab that gave Canelo.
And we know that the European style too, especially the Russian-ish, you know, that area from Kazakhstan to you know, Ukraine, they have this long range, and they love to throw that straight, love to throw the uppercut, but they love this jab. They're like this all the time. I mean, the amateur days, this is what they fought.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So when they do that, it's you know, I mean, I think it's gonna be an interesting fight for me.
But if you love a Mexican inside of that range,
oh yeah,
you're in trouble, right, with that kind of style.
Well, when you saw, you know, like Chavez getting inside, you know, if Canelo can do that, then that body shot's gonna tear him apart.
What do you think, Jess?
Man, I definitely see what Onito's saying. I think that we know exactly what style Bivol has. I mean, for those that have been watching his career and know a little bit about him, I think he falls into a perfect trap that will benefit Canelo Alvarez, because like you said, he has that European style, but sometimes those Europeans, they can't find the inside, you know.
Yep. They can't fight an inside. That's exactly what it is. Yep. You know, and that's why to counter that, it's a stiff arm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, boom, like the Klitschko.
Yeah.
All day, right? And all you got to do is right there in that neck, move him around, get the hell out, step back. You know, I mean, if he's able to do that, you know. But again, Canelo's very elusive, so this is why he's one of the best fighters. He's the pound for pound number one, is because he is able to adjust.
Yeah, I agree. And then another flaw that I see in Bivol is that he does something that always works for him very well because of the guys he's faced, and it honestly would work with almost anybody, right? Maybe not against Canelo.
Predictable.
The way, something along the lines of that. He does this all the time, right? And he uses this momentum to generate power. Right? He does something like this. And then he's just setting up the right hand, because whenever he sets up the right hand, he's gonna pull back and then come in this way. So it's like a bounce, right? Like if you can catch that rhythm, when he's gonna throw that right hand.
And guess what Canelo's gonna do? Guess what? Wham!
Yeah, so
that's it.
Yeah, he's like the perfect style for Canelo in the bigger weights, because he's basically giving himself up, exposing himself to you. You know, if you're able to counter it properly, I think that it can work to his benefit, to Canelo's benefit. Bivol has to do something extremely different in order to come out on top. But let's also keep in mind, I'm not doubting him. You know, I know Canelo, and I think that he's an extravagant fighter, but you need to understand that Bivol needs to do something different, and his benefit, 100%, is his power. That's it, you know, and also his height and his reach, right? If he uses that to his advantage, you know, he can win, but mainly I think it's his power.
You don't seem to believe in it sometimes. Like he plays it a little safe.
He plays safe. That's just his style, because he's so used to the amateur style. Like points, you know, you got to be safe on points. Like, and then you're out. And again, it goes again with that same rhythm. Like everything he lands off that rhythm. Boom, boom, boom. You know, touch double, and then they come in with that right. So if you time that right, you know, and then he might sometimes, when he throws the hook, he pulls out with the hook. So again, it's the rhythm. So when he pulls out with the hook, you know he's coming back with the right. It's unique, but if you pay attention to all those little attributes, you know, you'll come to a conclusion that it's just a rhythm, right? And if he falls into that rhythm, kind of like Manny Pacquiao fell into that rhythm with Romero Marquez, you know, well, we saw destiny before, we can see it again.
Canelo Bivol, is that a tough fight for Canelo?
I ain't never really watched Bivol, so I can't really tell you. But when I watched him, he was a solid boxer. But right now, you got to be great to beat Canelo. I feel like only the great fighters will beat Canelo. Like if Andre Ward was still boxing or something like that, I would say Andre Ward. But other than that, I don't really see too many people out there.
Well, I saw you mention
around
Benavidez.
His weight. Oh, Benavidez, yeah, Benavidez. That'd be a good fight though. That'd be a real good fight. Other than that, I don't see nobody else like around his weight that really could compete with him.
With Canelo, what chances does Dmitry Bivol have of beating him?
He has a really good chance of beating Canelo, I think, but it can't be close, and that's the thing. If it's close, Canelo's gonna get the nod. We know Canelo's gonna put the pressure and try to walk down Bivol. Bivol inside game is not that great. It's not great. It's not, you know, prolific or any way, but his footwork on the outside, his movement, his jab, that's one thing that frustrates the counterpuncher. When they get hit in the face with that jab, it's like you always got to reset. Okay, whatever you was thinking about doing, bop, again, dang it. All right, got to go back to the drawing board. And if he can keep his feet moving and, you know, not allow Canelo to pressure him and get him on the ropes and do what Canelo does, and I think he has a really good chance of beating him. I've said this in the past. I said, if a guy's going to beat him, it's going to be this guy. It's going to be Bivol. It's going to be Bivol. If the guy's going to beat him, it's going to be Bivol.
Why him over David and Beterbiev? That's what everybody else is talking.
See, the thing is that, you know, David, I believe, is a tough fight. I've also said that, too. I've said he's a tough fight, but I would favor Canelo because David is there to be hit. Canelo don't like guys that move, and he has to cut off the ring, you know, and track him down. You know, that could probably be a little bit contradictory there because when he fought against, what was his name? Caleb. No, not Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant. I thought that Billy Joe Saunders, and he moved around in the whole night. He was able to cut him off. But it's the way you move. It's being set all the time, being set to punch. If you go and you look at the Triple G fight, Triple G will move subtly, move back, you know, to the side, use his jab, and he will counterpunch effectively. You know, when he used his jab, he kept Canelo at bay. He was having success. So it's also how you move, not just running around the ring and trying to get space. No, it's here's subtle movement here, pop, pop, pop. Oh, subtle movement here, pop, pop, pop. You know, and making Canelo miss and making him pay because you know those hooks are coming. You know those hooks are coming, man. That's what he specializes in. The left hooks and foot feints and hand feints and high feints he does. And, you know, he uses that high guard trap a lot. You know, a lot. So, I don't know. I think Bivol will be okay being able to figure that out. You know, punch him in between that target.
You think he'll make it the 12 rounds?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you think it'll be a fight where it's split decision, like really close?
I don't know. You know, to be honest with you, I don't know. I don't know how the fight's going to be. You know, I'm just saying if it is close, then Canelo's going to win the fight. I think that Bivol has to put on a boxing clinic, just literally a boxing clinic, and make Canelo miss and make him pay as often as he possibly can. And he has punching power also to hurt Canelo, I believe, too. So, yeah. But it's a lot, man. You can take in so many factors you can take in, man. You can take in the fact that Bivol hasn't been active enough. I mean, you can put that in the bag. Canelo's been actively fighting, the most active champion out there, undisputed champion out there. The fact that he's faced big guys, he's been in the ring with big guys. He's used to the power now. He understands what he can and cannot do. You got to take that into account. And you got to take into account that it's Canelo and how mentally strong he is, you know, go along with that skill. You know, he has a certain aura about him, so you got to take that into account too. So, great fight. I salute Canelo. I'm not gonna lie, Bivol is a bad boy, and if he beats and clearly beats or dominates Bivol, bro, like, there's no doubt, man. There's no doubt in my mind because as of right now, Crawford is my number one guy. But without a doubt, I mean, I don't care how you put him. You put Canelo number one to understand the accolades, the whole nine. He's been fighting champions, knocking them out the whole nine. Crawford been knocking out guys too, you know, but not at that level. But then you can you got to give him respect, bro. Because this is a big guy that can box, also punch. You know what I mean? He come from that old school style of boxing.